All right, mate. How are you? Hope doing good. Today, we would be talking about how to create a database and how to insert a table and create a table in that. And moreover, we'll be working on the aggregate function also, like count, minimum, maximum, salaries. What about the counts? How many counts we have? Then we'll be learning about the truncate. And then we'll be learning about the function of sum also, where we can see the salary of sum from which department, which city, how many are they. So this is an example what I have in front of me, which I have just created because it's the time consuming thing to at a time to just record and type because even it's new to me. So I bear with me about this. First and foremost, you can see here create a database with Wednesday evening. Okay, we are trying to create it, and now I'm going to say execute it. You can see that command has completely successful. First and foremost, the create in database is the syntax, and the database name is Wednesday eve, and we are ending with semicolon. And after that, once we create it, you can see here at the right left hand side at the top of here, you can see the available database is master. Okay, so after we created a database, we have to use the database and make it as I'm sorry, Wednesday as a database. So we'll try to give this command with semicolon and then execute. It's gonna completely take an access. Okay, now you can see first it was a master and now it's a Wednesday eve. Then we have to come back to the third one where what we are trying to give is create a table. What we have the database name is going to be different and we are creating a table in a database. So we have to create a new name which is going to be EveDB. We'll be taking as EveDB as a database. So complete we can keep in mind wherever we are trying to give it this EveDB we have to be sharp for that. Okay, so firstly we have given us a command to create a table with the name of EveDB. In that we are trying to give all the what we wanted to be created as a column wise. So firstly we are giving as a name which is in a char, varchar you can say, or char 20 characters, and then department because we are trying to see from which department and what is the salary, minimum, maximum, everything would be there from the which city, different cities are there. So here we can see department also we are trying to use it varchar, and then email ID is a varchar, and the salary is in it. Salary is also in it. Then city character. City is also the varchar 20. And we close the bracket where we started from the EveDB, you can see from the name, and then the semicolon. Once we did this, we come back to the first one, select it, and then execute it. And you can see command has successfully created. And then now we have to insert into the Eve data. What we have created the data table, and we are trying to insert into the table. So we are giving a command of insert into, then EveDB, and then we started with the opening bracket name without varchar anything because we are giving this without varchar. Okay, name comma department comma email salary and city. You would be wondering why we are using the department and the city and the salary, because in this today's we are going to learn with aggregate functions also, where we can see the count, how many we have with the department, how many we have the, like example, sales department, how many we have to, IT department, how many we have to, HR department we have to, salary, which one is the minimum salary of sales department, salary, which one is from which city. So we are trying to use this, and now we will come back to the values. As the second line we have to mention as a values, and then we are giving the values. Okay, what are the values? Sales and sammy@gmail.com. This is the one value. What we'll try to do is we'll create another value also more, where I'll show you how to do that in when we go down, because I wanted to make it a bit complicated so that it could be more understandable. Now we have only two sales, two IT and one HR, but we required it more to see from which department, which salary, which city is there, right? So let's come back to this. We'll give a command and we'll try to execute this one and then execute. I have used in the shortcut, which is Alt X. It's been created. 5, we have created the values and it's been created. Okay, now if you come back to down, if you just go back here and select AVG and execute, you can see the table we have created, because these are the things we are going to be working on. This average, salary, sum. I'll be counting all these things also. First we have created the tables, what we wanted to play around and what we wanted to understand. We have a department is here, from which department this is there, and then what is the salary for the department and which city are they belongs to. So now what we are trying to learn is aggregate. In aggregate, is known as just aggregate functions. In functions, what do we have? Count is there, and then we have minimum, maximum is there. You can see there is a count. Let's give you an example. How do we work with the count? We have how many? 5. Okay. Now right now we have only 5, but we can't see it, right? Before we do this, what we'll do? We'll go back up and then again select the 7th, because we are multiplying the data. So what we have to do, I'll try to make changes of the name. What we can give the name? Joy. Okay, and Sam. Okay, and Teen. Okay, and what we can do, Alex. Okay, and we can say John. Okay, what are the departments? HR department, IT department, sales department. Okay, if you want to change more departments, you can add it and see around. We'll go back to the salary one so that it goes us to how much is it we can understand also. We'll go for 30, and then we'll go for 60, and we'll go for 65. We don't want 65, 75, and we'll go for 80, and we'll go for 90. Okay, and the cities also, if you wanted to add it in different cities, here you can see how many do we have. 1, we have 2, and 2, 2, 2, 2. Let's keep it this only, because we don't have much other things, because we wanted to add it more. And now what we are trying to do is we are trying to add more data, add more values to our table. So now we have selected, we have made changes. If you do it, it's going to make it create as a duplicate. Can you see that it's been affected? And if you want to see the action, to the display, come back to the select star from EVDB. Okay, and then execute. Do you see that we have created a database which is being multiplied with this? Okay, I hope you're able to see that. Let's take a screenshot. This could help me out if you wanted more. Okay, then now what we are going to work it, we have finished it, we got the data, and now we'll be working on aggregate functions, where you can see this is aggregate functions. I wanted to see the total count from the database. We have 10, we are able to see 10 we have, so we are able to see that. So once you come back to the bottom here, you have to type select. Okay, select is the syntax, and now we wanted to do count, which is aggregate, and you have to give it star in bracket star. Star is because we want entire table. From entire table we wanted to count how many we have the values from. After finishing the count star, then we have to come to from where we wanted to get the details. EVDB is a database, the table we have created in a database. Send it with this, and now execute. You can see that now we are able to see the complete database. But now after we finished after we give the syntax of command, it is going to show us totally how many we have. It won't show us. So look, how many do we have? 10. We have 10 rows, 10 rows, 10 of the data values we have. We got that. Okay, and again come back to this. Hold on once again, hold on. Hmm. Okay, where we were, we finished it, this one, select count, EDB. Okay, and now we have to work on which one is the next one, is the names. How many do we have names in this? So let's get back the display table, complete table, so that we can work on that. We got the select display table, you can see that, so that way it's more easy to understand. Once we've created names, okay, we created with the star, we selected and we wanted to count with the star, complete table. Even this and this is not much different. So you can see we are using here name as a star. As a star we are using as a name here. So we can see how many do we have total count with the column of name. If you wanted to come back here, we can see as a write down as a department, okay. No, we can see complete one. This is for the full one only. From full table we can see as a name. And once we give this execute, Control X shortcut, we got the 10. Do you see that? This is the one we finished it. Okay, and now we have to go back to the next one, which is select count star from EDB. And now we are working on with where is the clause where we are using it from. We are trying to say, we are giving the command select, then count, and then from complete table star with the help of star, and from where we are saying from EDB, and from where, that is from which city we want. It's from city Secunderabad. Can you see that? Let me show you what we have the data first. What we have the data, and you can see this data. How many Sekundabads we have? Can you see that? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. If I'm not wrong, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 are there. So let's see. Go back up. Okay. Yeah, we were on this line, 25th line. Select count star from say which city we want. Secunderabad. How many we've found it? Just see. Oh. We got it. Okay. We are trying to see from which city. Okay. And now we select this and execute. Can you see that 4? This is what we are trying to understand here. We are trying to play around with the data and see from Secunderabad city, from EVDB, in which city how many do we have. With the help of Secunderabad, with the name we are giving Secunderabad or Hyderabad, we have the data of Hyderabad also. We can see with that. So this is what we learn about the count. We learn about the count with the star, what happens from the name and from where, the clause of where from. Now we'll work on minimum, maximum, and average. Okay, we'll work on this. Select. We finished it. Now we are working with this. Now let's come back to the table. Firstly, let's see the display table. Okay. Did we took the salary once we created? Okay, let me take a screenshot of this. Yeah, kidding. Okay, now come back to the function of aggregate function. What we are learning? Minimum function. How do we work with minimum function? Here we are trying to give a command. First select, and what do you want? Minimum salary. Salary is the main thing. From where? From EVDB. This is an easy thing what we have done it for the count also. We are using just in the count where we use a minimum, and where we will use as a star, we are trying to give a salary. We want to see the salary of minimum. So let's firstly see the display. Okay, let's get the display first. Thanks, we got it. So now we are going to see from all this database, complete all 10 values, how much is the minimum salary from this. 40,000 till 90,000 we have 30,000 we have. So we'll see go up. This is the sum of salary, and here we are trying to give this, and now we're going to execute it. Minimum salary in all the 10 values we have. No, this is the total sum salary. Sorry, I'm going to wrong. That's what I said. This is the reason I was not making it firstly. It's okay. So we are seeing for the salary of minimum salary what we have 30,000. Can you see that? We have 30,000 of salary from our database. And now again come back to this. We'll see what is the max of salary from EVDB. Here is control X 90,000. Can you see that? We are just changing the syntax where you can say select max salary. Firstly, we use the minimum salary and then the max salary. And now we are going to come back to the 34th line, which is select minimum salary with a clause. What we are saying, select minimum salary from EVDB, where we are trying to use as a where here as a clause, and we are saying from department of sales. I wanted to know minimum salary from EVDB with department of sale. How many do we have? So right now if I say execute, select that and execute, you'll see 30,000 is a minimum salary from the department of only sales. Not from the IT, not from the HR. This is from the only sales department. So we got it. You can see that we got it here. And now truncate is something where you can see this is, let me show you. Can you see this data? Select and then we got this. We are going to now what we are going to truncate. We are going to be using truncate table Eve. Truncate is nothing but it is going to keep on the main created a table with name, department, email, salary and city, but it is going to delete all the values. Do you understand? It is going to delete this all values if we use the truncate. When we are using the truncate, it is going to delete all the values. Okay, where you can see this once if I say observe it and I'm giving an execute, that's it. It's completely given access. So now if I select this and say show me, display me, it says no, only it's going to show us blank. So what we are going to do it to go back to the way we have the inserted into the table. Okay, firstly we are going to select it, okay, and then execute. We got it. Once we got it, execute, and now we're going to make changes here. Sammy, okay, and then Abdul, okay, and then Imrana, okay, and then we'll be using Gaurav, okay, and then we'll be using Chaitanya, Chaitany, okay. Now again we are trying to give more effective rows. We are trying to add on more the values into our table so that we can play around. So let's execute. This is a 5 rows has been executed, and now you come back to the year, select star from EVDB and then execute. You can see we got it all, but we have jumbled it up and down, so the names are being changed there. And now what is the way we were working? We were working with the truncate. We understand the truncate, we understand the aggregate, minimum and count also, maximum salary also we have seen it. Now we have to work with the sum of function. We are working with the sum of function where we can see select sum. It is completely equivalent. You can see you are not changing anything. Select, we have used in the minimum, we are using the sum, and the salary it's going to be in a bracket and from EVDB. I'll show you the example here. Control, select and execute. Can you see that 6,70,000 is complete salary from all table. What we have created is EVDB. Bear with me. EVDB, we are getting the total 66,70,000. Okay, and now we can see from where wanted to see the sum of salary. We have done it on the above line on the 40, but here we are using the clause of where. which department we want. We want from department IT, what is the sum of salary. Select it and then type it 3,10,000. Okay, in the IT we have the sum of salary, total salary, which is 3,10,000. Here you can see that. Okay, and now we are trying to say next command is we are trying to give a select maximum salary from EDV. Which city? Firstly we work with the department, and now we are working with the city. Which city is, from where city is Secunderabad. We want to know the maximum of salary. So we have selected and we have given the command of that. Now you can see I'm gonna give to execute. Oh, let me execute. We got it, 75,000. Okay, 75,000. After this, we want to see the select average of salary. Okay, we want to see the average of salary from EDB. So firstly, we work from some function. We are just trying to make changes in select average. You can see that firstly we use sum, then max, and now we are looking for the average salary from complete table what we have created. So we have to give a command of select AVG is average salary from EDB and execute it. You'll know 67,000 is the average salary in the complete table. So let's play around and come back to 49 lines. Select average salary. We are working with only again with the average salary from EDB, where we want it from department, where department is HR. What is the average salary? I hope you understand. We are giving the average salary from, we are giving the EDB using a clause where department is HR. How much is the average salary where department is HR? So execute it. We can see the 90,000 is there. So I hope you understand, guys. We have selected and we try to understand the aggregates today, and we created a table also. So this is what again we select in the last at the end, and we give execute. We see the data back. Okay, this is the data back. We have worked around with all these things. Hope this sounds easy to understand. This is just in a practice session, so you can understand how it could be. I believe I'm going to come back with more other things every other day. So let's hope for the best. Thank you very much. Bye bye.